Pakistan's former president and military ruler, Pervez Musharraf, has died. He succumbed after a long illness in hospital in Dubai at age 79. Musharraf became president after a military coup in 1999. He avoided 3 assassination attempts before leaving office in 2008. He later attempted a political comeback, but was faced with criminal charges and has since been living in exile. Well, let's get more on this from Adnan Nasim Ullah. He is a senior lecturer in international relations at King's College London with a focus on South Asia. It's good to have you with us here on DW News. Now, Musharraf was a controversial figure. What role did he play in shaping Pakistan's place in the region?
Well, I mean, he was, in some senses, the key actor on the front lines of the global war on terror with the American invasion. And in fact, he ordered hundreds of thousands of Pakistani troops into the tribal regions and was actually sort of one of them. Sort of his military force, where he was the chief of army staff, was quite involved in sort of incorporating Pakistan into the sort of the global war on terror, which included a massive blowback in terms of a significant domestic insurgency in Pakistan that lasted for about 10 years and is sort of stepping up again right now. So he's a very complicated figure because in some senses he did transform domestic society and domestic politics that I'm sure we'll get at. But he was actually sort of, I think, best known for sort of Pakistan's complicated integration into the war in Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of the feelings of Musharraf domestically in Pakistan, let's just take a listen of what people in Islamabad have to say.
There was good in him, but his one act for which he will be remembered throughout history was that he broke the law. The rule of law is the most important thing for any country, and it is the responsibility of all citizens to uphold it.
Musharraf was a good ruler. His tenure was good. Prices were low, and that provided relief to people.
Musharraf boosted education and infrastructure. He brought development to the country, and at the time, GDP growth was good. But on the other hand, the country suffered losses in the face of terrorism. Entering America's war weakened our own country.
Mixed feelings there. Some say that he boosted the economy. Some would argue that he did a lot for women's rights. But do you think that most Pakistanis remember him fondly, or has his legacy soured the image of this all-powerful military in Pakistan?
It's complicated. One of the things that Musharraf actually did was sort of bring together an entire group of key sort of political opinion in Pakistan among especially urbanites and the urban middle class oriented against corruption and towards development. And of course, a lot of those voters have been supporting Imran Khan. So this is a very powerful sort of force in Pakistani politics that was muted before Musharraf came on the scene. At the same time, there was a lot of controversy over his rule. And in fact, he was pushed out of power in 2007 by a massive coalition of democratic parties and civil society organizations after he acted against the independence of the judiciary. So in part, I think that Musharraf, even though he was an undemocratic actor, has actually forced Pakistan's relationship to the military in a completely new phase, in which I think it's more likely than not that the military will not get involved in a straightforward manner, but rather try to influence their own interests and their own policies behind the scenes.
Adnan Nasim Ullah at King's College London, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.